Bum, 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 bum. Welcome to the Pacific. I'm Tobin, here today. Thor's Well is to my left. Cape Perpetua, where I was originally going to film, is right up there. You can't even see the top of it. 800 feet up is where we were. Because of the fog that rolled in up there, I've decided to shoot down here. Can't see Thor's Well from here, but it's right out there. Came here today to do a shave in my final review, my final thoughts on Tokyo Rose. It's a banger. It's fantastic. It's masculine. It's sensual. It's spicy. It's freaking amazing. And out there somewhere is Japan. Up on top of Cape Perpetua, they say you can see 37 miles out to sea and about 70 miles of coastline. So in those photos, that's exactly what you'll see. The noise that you'll be hearing, the woof, will be coming from the water crashing down under there. My beautiful bride. The big waves come in there and it sounds amazing. Sea foam. With a little bit of luck, we'll get some good breakers behind me. This video does have chapters, or we'll have at least a couple chapters. Alright, let's get to my setup. My setup. Welcome to the Pacific Ocean. And for my final thoughts on Tokyo Rose. Like I said in my past review, I'm going to assume that you haven't seen it. Rose is in the title. Rose is in the profile. But it's definitely not just another rose fragrance. I've never really cared for simple rose fragrances. This is so complex, it's so much more than just a rose fragrance. The scent profile: rose, cherry, sandalwood, ambergris, oud, amaryllis, and cardamom. Put that all together and we get an amazing fragrance. Let's talk about that here in a minute as we get into the shave. Brought with me today a lather lid. Love this guy. Whips up an amazing lather using my Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements scoop. Hope you all had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. Our daughter is at Girl Scout camp, so my wife and I are on basically a date, you could call it, to the Oregon coast, one of our favorite places. The Oregon coast is only about 45 minutes from our house. Where we're at right now is probably hour 10 minutes, something like that. Not too bad. I spent a lot of time on the Pacific. One of my absolute favorite places to go. Got to pull this guy out. This fragrance, I really wish I would have bought it years ago, and I overlooked it, and that was my bad. I shouldn't have. And the best thing I can say to you guys is don't overlook it. At the very least, take advantage of Doug's dollar sample and grab it. If you live in the States, I'll happily send you a sample. Don't overlook it. Don't make the same mistake I did. This is a rose fragrance, but it's not another rose fragrance, you guys. Can you see that? Well, my hat, not just my hat. Look at that. It's freaking awesome. Have you ever been to the Pacific? Have you been to the Oregon coast? Nothing quite like it. Yes, we have beaches. I think you might have seen that in my photos. Blade I'm using today, Platinum Strangelet. And I'm putting that in one of my favorite razors, the Ascension Select. I'm going to assume that you don't know that this was originally released in, what was it, 2019 or 17? 2017, I believe, right? I don't know, but it was part of Big Shave West 3. And that was held in Pasadena, California. Pasadena, California, for us here in Oregon, and for schools that belong to the Pac-12 conference, is always a big deal. They have, especially for football fans, they have the Rose Bowl down there and the Rose Parade, which is what led Douglas to use the rose fragrance in this. And then they have a big cherry blossom festival down there too, and so that's where you get the rose and the cherry. And for us Oregon Duck fans, football fans, the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl is a huge deal. I'm so glad that Doug sent this to me. This set was a gift from Douglas for me to review. And I'm glad he did, because I may have overlooked it, and I'm telling you, you guys, don't overlook it. I put this scent to the test these past 5 days. I'm wearing it again today on my arm, like a cologne. And again, I'm going to act like you haven't seen my other video, even if you have. The soap does smell a little different than the splash. That's to be expected, right? Happens a lot. John Frum. Woo! That's a good one. I'm trying to get comfortable down here. I promise I haven't been drinking. You guys like this shirt? My kids got it for me a few years ago. Let's sacrifice Toby. He even has red hair. With the soap I get cherry right off the top. And behind the cherry, I pick up some rose. Now with the splash, it's the opposite, where the cherry is kind of a little bit more subdued. It's not as easy to pick up in the splash. I'm really looking forward to getting the EDP. I'm going to buy it this next week, along with the Star Jelly. I actually have the shirt coming tomorrow and Shave Chaser. I bought both of those to commemorate the first 2 soap sets that Douglas, Fran, and Hux have ever sent to me for review. For me, it's a big deal. I first started buying PAA products in 2015. Didn't really become a fan until like 2017. I enjoyed their products, don't get me wrong, but like to the level that I am today, to where I love their products and buy lots of their stuff. I was a customer, patron, prior to 2017-18. I've been looking back on my soap sets. I got like over 80 of them. I have a bunch of stuff, right? You've probably seen my videos. And I really regret overlooking Tokyo Rose when it first came around. You get that rose with the splash. The cherry kind of comes in behind it. But then what really stands out for me is that this woody, masculine, like I said before, you guys, this is not a rose fragrance. It's complex. It really is, and it's hard for me to describe. Best thing I can say to you is don't pass it up, because it's a freaking banger. I'm loving it. My wife and daughter love it. You know, it passed the test of them, and I really think that ladies everywhere are going to love it. And guys, you're going to too. I'm a fool for not picking it up sooner. I love this Ascension Select. It is adjustable. When you have the washer on it, the black plastic ring is very adjustable. I like to take it back a little more than 1/8 of a turn. I find that's nice medium efficiency. Prior to this Tokyo rose, I'd never met a rose fragrance that I liked. And even real roses for me are just like, you know, like I don't dislike them. I'll smell a rose and appreciate its fragrance, but it's not my favorite flower. I've tried a few rose fragrances and none of them ever spoke to me. I can't tell you how pleasantly surprised I was when I first applied this splash. Look how much I've used. This stuff is amazing. It really is. My daughter even wore some of it. It's good. It's damn good. We drove out here today to get away. We live in what's called the Willamette Valley, and it's been unusually hot the last week, like 100. And so we came here. The coast is always like 10 to 30 degrees cooler. So while it was forecasted to be in the upper 90s at home, it was only forecasted to be 64 here. With our daughter going to Girl Scout camp and both of our boys out of the house, we jumped on the opportunity to come to the coast and make it a date trip. My wife and I, we've been married 17 years, together longer than that, and it's really cool that we're getting into this point in our life where we can actually just enjoy each other's company again. Not as mom and dad, but as boyfriend and girlfriend, if you will, as husband and wife. Just go out and be a couple, and I get to focus on her. She gets to focus on me. We have the dogs with us, but you know, it still feels like it's just she and I to some degree. Does that make sense? You guys, this is a magical scent. I know, again, that's one of those things that sounds cliche and corny, but Doug and Fran, there's nobody quite like them in the game, man. Trying to get good and situated here. About to knock out my freaking chompers. It's been a crazy day. We're up there on top of Cape Perpetua. It's beautiful. We've been hiking trails. I'll attach, you know, some parts of that for you guys to see. Once again, Doug and Fran have proved to me that they can take anything and make it wearable. Aloha Smackdown, I was talking with Angelo. Talk about it, that's a great example. They've taken Hawaiian Punch and made it wearable. And like I was talking about in my other video with this, a bunch of other fragrances like gun cleaners, gunpowder. You know, we all have, you know, gunpowder is kind of a given and some different fragrances, but they actually do it to where it's wearable. I've tried some, you know, smoke and gunpowder fragrances that are just so off-putting. But one of my most favorite fragrances is like Boomtown and Tombstone. A lot of bay rums out there I enjoy, but I don't love them in the way that Doug and Franz. I don't love them the way that I love Doug and Franz. Oh, my brush. Sawdust Creation Studios. Bobby Moffitt. Tuxedo Knot. I love this handle. I love Bobby. You guys need a Bobby brush. Get one. You got one? I could never have enough. But I'm a brush. I just really enjoy collecting them. Feeling kind of scatterbrained in this video. Hope it's not coming through too bad. It's getting dark. Put this off way too long. We were up there. It was clear and sunny. So nice. Thought I had all the time in the world. And then as I'm setting up, the fog starts to roll in. I'm so looking forward to doing that shave up there. I think it's called I'm a little butt hurt. I'm just a little butt hurt. Just a little. Chomp. Now, I'm at the Oregon coast, shaving in what's quickly becoming the twilight, because what was sunny is now super cloudy. It's not just foggy. Like there's fog, there's clouds. Can't even see the sky. That's Oregon though. That's the Oregon coast. If you don't like the weather, just wait a couple minutes. It's going to change almost inevitably. Every time. The ocean sounds amazing, right? I said just be quiet for a few. My brain's swirling out all over the place. Tomorrow's Monday. I really don't want to go back to work. Whatever. My wife worked yesterday. She works Tuesday through Friday. She worked yesterday to get some overtime. I work Monday through Thursday. And I'd really love to spend the day with her. Daughter's gone, but whatever. I really enjoyed spending the day with her today. Don't tell her that. She's over there reading her book. You young guys who are single, find a woman that you can get along with. Find a woman that can be your best friend. If you can do that, it'll make life so much easier. Do a couple cleanups. The soap is more cherry forward. The splash, the top notes, like I was saying, is rose forward. Very mild to my nose with the cherry. What really stands out for hours when you get into that middle and you get into those base is the sandalwood and the oud. It's woody, and that's exactly how my wife described it a few moments ago when I had her smell it again. I take these reviews very seriously when I get them. and I don't want to steer anyone wrong by giving you just some first impression, or smell it off the bottle or smell it off the tub and be like, yeah, here's what it smells like, you should go buy it. Spend your hard-earned money, $45, $50. If that's all you're buying, you got to add in shipping, so spend almost $60. I only spent 2 minutes getting to know this product, but it's safe for you to go and spend all your money on it. I don't get any compensation for these videos. I don't do affiliate programs. I accepted a couple affiliate programs and it didn't feel right. It's just not who I am. And so I have a day job. I don't need money for these. I'll happily accept soaps to review, products to review. Even if they're on loan, I don't have to have them to keep, but I haven't been compensated at all for this. But it's not for the artisan, but I take these reviews very seriously. And so I've lathered the soap 6 or 7 times now. 3 shaves, the rest just playing with it, getting to know it. I've worn the splash every single day, and with every shave, I used it. When I'm given this opportunity, I feel like I owe it to you, my brothers and sisters in the community, to give you an educated review. I've spent a lot of time with the splash. I don't do this, with a new soap that I buy myself, but when an artisan sends me something to review, I approach it completely differently. I decided that with Shave Chaser. When I got Shave Chaser, it changed. I just got a whiff. My entire outlook on how I'm doing these. Masculine, spicy, woody, and sensual. It really is. Not sweet. That cardamom is in there. You guys, it's good. Don't put it off like I did. That's the best advice, the best thing I can say to you with this. It's amazing. At the very least, grab that dollar sample, send me a DM. I'll happily mail you a sample. But for real, buy it. If any of these notes tickle your fancy at all, buy it. There's a reason why, this came out in the Advent calendar this past year, and the demand was so high for it that Doug and Fran brought it back. There's a reason for that. That's because the people in the community, they loved it. And I now know why. And I'm so glad I finally have it. And I'd be happy to send you a sample. If the shipping is very expensive, I'll ask you to pay for it. But I'll happily send you a sample. An amazing shave once again with my Ascension Select. That tuxedo knot whipped up one hell of a lather. Tokyo Rose is a banger. It's getting dark. The sun's about to rise on Tokyo. I'm so happy that Doug sent this to me. I know I'm not like jumping up and down and I don't look crazy excited, but that's because at 45 years old, it takes quite a bit to get me amped up. But I'll tell you with a straight face, I'm a damn fool for not buying this years ago. I allowed the word rose to turn me off. Don't be a Toby. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for joining me here on the Oregon coast. Thank you, Doug and Fran. Thank you for everyone who listens to my reviews, my videos. checking out my content. You all have a great week. Until next time, take care.